world has witnessed elite fighters, MMA champions, Olympic athletes, and special forces soldiers. But there exists a breed of warriors who surpass them in endurance, discipline, and mind-body control.
There is no hardening without pain. But in the first moment where you hit the pain and you run away from it, okay, then you're never gonna get hard. You lie to yourself, you won't progress.
Shaolin Masters. Yet one question lingers. What makes them so different? Why are they nearly unbeatable? To answer that, we must go back to where it all begins, their childhood. This is the untold journey of a Shaolin Master, from a mere child to an indomitable warrior.
我叫恒少，小名叫艾克。我来少林习武已经。
Deep in the heart of China, hidden among mountains and ancient forests, lies the Shaolin Temple, where the weak are transformed into the strongest warriors on earth. But not just anyone can walk through its gates and become a master. The journey begins in childhood, when most children play and learn life's basics. Most Shaolin monks take their first step toward mastery at the fragile age of 5 to 7 years old. Some are sent by their families, believing the temple's discipline and teachings will grant their children a better future. Others come willingly, drawn to the mystique of the Shaolin way, knowing that once they step inside, their lives will never be the same. For these young initiates, the first challenge is not combat, it is letting go, leaving behind their old lives, their families, and the comforts of home. No toys, no modern luxuries, no distractions. The outside world fades away. While most people expect immediate physical training, the first lesson of a Shaolin monk is not about strength or speed, it is about the mind. Before they can master their bodies, they must master their thoughts. The young monks are instructed to sit in deep meditation for hours at a time, completely still. Their legs are crossed, their backs straight, their eyes half closed. The goal? Complete mental control. At first, it is unbearable. Their muscles ache, their minds wander, and their bodies beg to move. But there is no escape. If they shift or fidget, they are corrected. If they complain, they are ignored. Over time, they begin to understand that suffering is temporary, but the strength of the mind is eternal. This mental conditioning is crucial. It trains them to endure pain, ignore distractions, and control their emotions. A skill that will later allow them to break bricks with their bare hands or remain calm in the face of overwhelming adversity. Adapting to the monastic lifestyle. Life in the Shaolin Temple is not just about training, it is about living with purpose. Every day is designed to strip away weakness and build resilience. Long before the sun rises, the young monks are already awake. There are no soft beds, no alarms, just the sound of a bell echoing through the temple.
今天任务简单，今天。
呀，你们咋都吃这么快？
Strict meal plans.
What do Shaolin monks eat?
我们都是吃素的，素食是
Food is simple, often consisting of rice, vegetables, and herbal tea. Meat is rare, as Shaolin monks follow a mostly vegetarian diet, believing that light, clean food enhances their energy and discipline.
僧人的传统，而且吃素其实可以让身体更
Long hours of study and training. Between intense martial arts practice, they study Buddhist philosophy, learning the teachings of compassion, humility, and self-control. The mind and body must grow together. There is no room for personal desires, no material possessions, no entertainment, no easy life. Their world revolves around one thing, self-discipline. It is in these early years that the foundation is laid. Some children will not endure. The weak-willed will leave. But those who remain are transformed into something greater. By the time they grow older, their minds are unbreakable, their bodies are conditioned, and their journey toward becoming a true Shaolin Master has begun. The journey intensifies. The young monks are about to face the harshest training of their lives, the legendary physical conditioning of the Shaolin Temple. Chapter 2, Physical Conditioning, Forging the Unbreakable Body. The Shaolin Masters are not just skilled fighters, they are warriors whose bodies have been forged through relentless training, hardened like steel through years of intense conditioning. Their physical abilities defy logic, allowing them to break bricks with bare hands, withstand powerful blows, and move with near superhuman speed. But this strength does not come from mere exercise, it is built through pain, endurance, and discipline.
Hands are getting a little red, especially around the finger, and
honed through centuries-old training methods designed to push the human body beyond its limits. The journey to an indestructible body begins with daily impact training, a brutal method where monks repeatedly strike their bodies against wood, metal, and stone. Their arms slam against solid trees, their heads endure blows from iron rods, and their torsos absorb full-force kicks. At first, the pain is overwhelming. Their bones bruise, their muscles swell, and their skin toughens. But over time, the body adapts. With each strike, microfractures form in their bones. When these fractures heal, the bones become denser, harder, stronger than those of normal humans. This process is the secret behind their iron body technique. It is why they can take full-force punches without flinching, why they can smash bricks with their bare hands, and why they can even walk on blades without injury. Their flesh has become armor. While their bones and muscles are hardened, Shaolin monks also train for extreme flexibility and agility. A rigid warrior will eventually break, but one who is fluid can adapt to any situation. Their flexibility training is nothing short of extraordinary. They stretch their bodies to the limits, practicing full splits, deep back bends, and even contortions that allow them to evade in ways that seem impossible. This elasticity not only prevents injuries, but also gives them an edge in combat, and their agility is trained through the 5 animal styles, each mimicking the movements of nature's most formidable creatures. Monkey, quick, unpredictable, and acrobatic movements. Tiger, ferocious power, claw-like strikes. Crane, light, elegant footwork, balancing on one leg, precise strikes. Snake, fluid, unpredictable, and sharp counter reactions. Dragon, a combination of all, focusing on adaptability and wisdom. Through this, they learn to move in ways that confuse their opponents, dodging strikes with lightning speed while delivering strikes from unexpected angles. Their motion becomes almost ghost-like, appearing and disappearing in the blink of an eye. For a Shaolin Master, endurance is everything. Their bodies must outlast any opponent, their minds must never break, and their strength must never waver. This is why their training is designed to push them far beyond normal human limits. One of the most feared endurance drills is the horse stance, a deep squat position held for hours. It may seem simple, but the pain is excruciating. The legs tremble, the muscles burn, and the mind begs to give up. But a true Shaolin monk does not give in. This stance develops unshakable lower body strength, allowing them to remain rooted even against the strongest invasions. Beyond this, their endurance training includes running up mountains, often barefoot, carrying heavy loads to build stamina and lung capacity, punching buckets of sand and iron pellets, repeatedly striking these hard surfaces toughens their hands until they become as solid as stone. Ice and fire training. Some monks meditate in freezing conditions, while others expose their bodies to extreme heat, teaching themselves to ignore pain and external discomforts. For them, pain is an illusion, a weakness of the mind that must be conquered. And through this relentless training, they become warriors who feel no fear, no exhaustion, only unwavering discipline. Through this brutal conditioning, the young Shaolin monks evolve from ordinary children into living equipment. Their bodies are no longer just flesh and bone. They are hardened, flexible, and nearly indestructible. But physical strength alone is not enough. Here comes their next challenge, which is mastering the art of combat. Chapter 3, Martial Mastery, the art of unbeatable combat. The Shaolin Temple is not just a place of physical conditioning, it's a sacred ground where warriors are honed into masters of combat. The monks' skills go far beyond traditional fighting. They are masters of every piece of equipment, capable of turning ordinary objects into deadly tools. Their hand-to-hand combat is a blend of precision, speed, and unpredictability that allows them to overwhelm opponents with ease. Their legendary feats in martial arts seem almost supernatural, but they are the result of years of grueling practice, discipline, and a deep understanding of human anatomy and physics. Masters of every tool. Shaolin monks are not only known for their unshakable strength and endurance, but also for their unmatched proficiency with tools. These are not just tools of battle, they are extensions of their bodies, capable of being used with surgical precision. Their arsenal is vast, including staffs, swords, spears, and chain whips, each one mastered to perfection. But what truly sets them apart is their ability to improvise. Everyday objects like chopsticks, robes, or even bowls can be turned into equipment in their skilled hands. One of the most famous aspects of Shaolin combat is their ability to adapt, using whatever is available in their environment to their advantage. Shaolin tool training is not simply about strength, it's about fluidity. The monks move seamlessly from one tool to another, flowing from one strike to the next with an almost hypnotic grace. Shaolin Kung Fu is perhaps best known for its exceptional hand-to-hand combat techniques. Unlike many martial arts that focus purely on raw power, Shaolin Kung Fu emphasizes speed, precision, and the redirection of force. The monks' strikes are explosive and fast, designed to hit vital pressure points and incapacitate an opponent with a single blow. A signature of Shaolin combat is the combination of pressure point strikes and joint locks. Monks are trained to strike specific areas of the body where nerve endings, blood vessels, or muscles are most vulnerable. By targeting these weak spots, they can disable even the largest and strongest opponents without causing unnecessary harm. The unique edge of Shaolin Kung Fu lies in its fluidity and unpredictability. A monk's movements are nearly impossible to predict as they utilize jumping kicks, spinning strikes, and rapid counters. By constantly changing the angle of reaction and using their body as a shield, Shaolin fighters overwhelm their opponents, leaving them with no time to react. Speed is paramount. Shaolin monks move like lightning, striking before their enemies even have time to process the danger. The blend of speed, redirection, and unpredictability is what makes Shaolin Kung Fu one of the most effective martial arts in the world. Over the years, the training and discipline of Shaolin monks have produced feats of strength and skill that seem superhuman. These monks are not just fighters, they are living legends. One of the most famous feats of Shaolin strength is the ability to break bricks with just 2 fingers. While it may seem impossible, this extraordinary act is the result of years of iron body training, where the monks have built such intense strength in their hands that they can shatter stones with the slightest touch. But it doesn't stop there. Some monks can run up walls or even balance on a single finger, seemingly defying gravity itself. This level of agility and control comes from years of training their bodies to operate far beyond the limits of ordinary human performance. Their reaction speed rivals the fastest fighters in the world. In combat, a Shaolin monk can anticipate counteractions in a split second, moving so quickly that the human eye can barely follow. Their ability to read their opponent's movements and respond instantly makes them nearly impossible to defeat in hand-to-hand combat. Chapter 4, Mind Over Matter, the philosophy that makes them unstoppable. While the Shaolin monks' physical abilities are undeniably impressive, their true strength lies in their mental discipline. Unlike any other warriors, Shaolin Masters learn to conquer their minds long before they face any external threats. Their training goes beyond the physical realm, diving deep into the mental and spiritual aspects of combat and life. They become living examples of the philosophy that the mind controls the body, teaching themselves to ignore pain, fatigue, and even the most extreme discomforts. The foundation of Shaolin monks' mental discipline lies in meditation under extreme conditions. While most meditation involves finding peace and stillness, Shaolin monks push this practice to extraordinary limits. They meditate in extreme environments, like standing in cold water or sitting on burning hot coals for hours at a time. These extreme conditions test not only their physical endurance, but also their mental focus. The goal is to train their minds to remain calm and composed, regardless of the intense pain or discomfort they may experience. This deep, unshakable mental focus allows them to block out distractions and keep their attention solely on the task at hand, whether it's a battle or a personal challenge. The ability to tune out pain and discomfort becomes an invaluable tool, especially when facing life-threatening situations. Breathing techniques also play a significant role in their training. Shaolin monks practice controlled breathing to regulate their heart rate, calm their nerves, and even sustain energy during a fight. By mastering the art of deep, steady breathing, they can maintain clarity of mind during combat and stay focused, even under extreme stress. These techniques give them an edge in battle, as their mind remains sharp, their body remains controlled, and their focus never wavers. Chapter 5. Shaolin versus modern combat sports. Who wins? The world of modern combat sports is dominated by MMA fighters. Shaolin monks, with their centuries-old training, have a vastly different approach to combat. But how do they compare when matched against the world's elite fighters? Are they truly unbeatable, or are there weaknesses in their training that modern combat athletes can exploit? Let's break down the strengths and weaknesses of Shaolin monks versus MMA fighters. MMA is known for its ground game and grappling. Techniques like submissions and takedowns dominate the sport, and fighters like Khabib Nurmagomedov have become famous for their ability to control and submit opponents on the ground. This is an area where Shaolin monks struggle. Despite their proficiency in striking and endurance, Shaolin training typically does not include the level of grappling or submission defense seen in MMA. A Shaolin monk would find themselves at a disadvantage in clinches or on the mat, where modern MMA fighters excel. However, Shaolin's speed, accuracy, and pain tolerance give them a major advantage in striking exchanges. Monks are trained to strike with precision, redirecting an opponent's force and responding with devastating counters. Their unpredictability in movement, as well as their agility, would make them difficult to pin down in a stand-up fight, making them formidable in exchanges. There have been several documented cases where Shaolin monks triumphed over trained fighters, not because of sheer strength, but due to their speed, agility, and unpredictable combat styles. One famous story is of a Shaolin monk defeating multiple opponents using nothing more than his incredible speed and agility, managing to avoid strikes and hit his opponents before they even had a chance to react. Shaolin monks have also demonstrated an uncanny ability to absorb strikes, continue fighting despite injuries, and push through pain that would incapacitate ordinary fighters. In these instances, their mental toughness and pain tolerance overwhelm the opposition. Shaolin loses. However, not every encounter has been a victory. Shaolin monks have struggled against modern MMA grapplers and wrestlers who take advantage of their lack of ground fighting skills. In matches where the fight went to the ground, Shaolin monks were overpowered by the strength and control of trained wrestlers, leaving them with no way to escape the hold or defend against submissions. Now we have an interesting question coming up next, that is... Chapter 6. What if Bruce Lee was a Shaolin Master? Bruce Lee, often regarded as the greatest martial artist in history, was a force of nature. His lightning-fast reflexes, unbelievable agility, and unwavering philosophy of martial arts made him a legendary figure. But what if he had undergone full Shaolin training? Would that have made him the greatest martial artist in history? Could he have become unbeatable, combining his unmatched skill with the centuries-old wisdom of Shaolin monks? This chapter explores this hypothetical scenario and debates whether Bruce Lee would have reached even greater heights with the Shaolin discipline. Bruce Lee's natural abilities set him apart from his peers long before his martial arts career took off. His lightning-fast reflexes and ability to deliver incredible strikes were unmatched. He could perform actions that most people could not even comprehend, let alone replicate. Lee's agility was often showcased in his films, where he performed complex kicks, flips, and movements with ease. He was also an expert in formless fighting, making him unpredictable and dangerous in any combat situation. But what truly set Bruce Lee apart was his philosophy of martial arts. He didn't believe in the rigid structure of traditional styles. Instead, he championed the idea of using no way as way, the ability to adapt and mold techniques to suit the individual. He combined different styles, focusing on practical application and not being limited to any one method. Yet despite his exceptional ability, Lee's training wasn't as exhaustive in terms of the mental discipline and spiritual depth seen in Shaolin monks. While Lee's martial arts philosophy was profound, Shaolin's deeply rooted mental training, including extreme meditation and mind-body control, may have taken his abilities to new heights. Now, let's see the open-ended question. Would Bruce Lee, with Shaolin training, have become unbeatable? On one hand, his already existing talent in brutal speed, fluid techniques, and innovative thinking would have been amplified by the rigorous Shaolin discipline. He could have absorbed the best of Shaolin martial arts, incorporating techniques that include not just hand-to-hand combat, but also advanced tool training and tactical movement from the monk traditions. The advantage of Shaolin Kung Fu lies in its adaptability. The monk's ability to engage from various angles, use tools, and seamlessly combine animal styles, like the tiger, crane, or monkey, would have likely enhanced Bruce Lee's already brilliant fighting style. His body would become even more resilient, able to withstand strikes and pain like never before. With his philosophical mindset combined with Shaolin's teachings, Lee could have become a complete martial artist, combining strength, speed, discipline, and spiritual depth. Do share your thoughts about this debate as we are moving toward our last chapter. Chapter 7, Old Age, the final evolution of a Shaolin Master. As time passes, the evolution of a Shaolin Master transcends mere physical prowess. Unlike many modern fighters, Shaolin monks continue their training well into their 70s and 80s, preserving not just their strength but their wisdom and spiritual depth. While they may no longer perform acrobatic feats as they did in their youth, their mind-body control, resilience, and ability to pass on their teachings make them a symbol of timeless martial excellence. For a Shaolin monk, martial arts are not merely a means of personal glory or self-defense. They are a lifetime journey. The rigorous training and sacrifice that began in their childhood continue throughout their lives. As they age, these monks undergo a transition from warrior to teacher. The youthful power they once displayed becomes a foundation for spiritual growth and knowledge sharing. This shift is marked by a deepening understanding of philosophy, meditation, and the inner workings of martial arts. While many modern fighters slow down with age, a Shaolin Master's training adapts. They may no longer be able to execute high-speed strikes or extreme feats of strength, but their mental clarity, wisdom, and experience allow them to become even more formidable in a different sense. In their later years, these monks serve as spiritual guides, not only training the next generation in the physical aspects of martial arts, but also teaching them about discipline, humility, and self-control. Their ability to focus on the mind-body connection becomes sharper with age, and they pass on valuable insights about the power of mental resilience and the importance of inner peace. The legacy of a Shaolin Master goes far beyond physical victory. While modern combat athletes often measure success by their wins and losses, a Shaolin monk measures their progress through self-mastery and spiritual growth. This distinction is what makes them different from ordinary fighters. For them, martial arts is not a competition, it is a lifetime pursuit of mastery. Even if a Shaolin Master loses a fight, it is not considered a true defeat. Losses are seen as part of the journey, opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. Their discipline, resilience, and mind-body control elevate them beyond simple combatants. The true test of a Shaolin monk is not their ability to defeat an opponent, but their ability to transcend the material world and maintain peace and balance in all aspects of life. This is what makes them unbeatable, not because they cannot be defeated in combat, but because their purpose transcends the boundaries of the fight itself. A Shaolin Master's resilience and discipline are unmatched. Over decades of training, they have honed their bodies and minds to the point where defeat no longer has the same meaning as it does in modern sports. Even in old age, they continue to push their physical and mental limits, growing stronger in areas where others may falter. Whether through meditation, teaching, or continued training, they embody the essence of human potential and demonstrate that true mastery is achieved when one is not defined by victory or loss, but by the journey itself. At the heart of a Shaolin Master's legacy is the belief that martial arts are a means of spiritual awakening. Every strike, every movement is a reflection of a deeper understanding of the world and oneself. Their discipline and humility remind us that martial arts are not just about defeating others, they are about becoming the best version of oneself. In an MMA ring, a Shaolin Master may face challenges due to their limited experience in ground fighting or grappling. However, in real-world combat, where speed, unpredictability, and mental toughness are paramount, Shaolin Masters stand apart. Their ability to withstand pain, strike with precision, and maintain composure under extreme pressure makes them nearly unbeatable. Shaolin Masters harness the full potential of their mind-body connection, allowing them to adapt, stay focused, and strike unexpectedly. Final words. A true master never seeks victory, he seeks perfection. This mindset is the heart of the Shaolin philosophy, one that transcends competition and focuses on becoming the best version of oneself, making oneself virtually unbeatable in every aspect of life. Thank you very much for watching the video. Share in the comments and do like the video and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.